So just to give you just a little update just on the injury front. Unfortunately, with Alonzo Gaffney, if you watching the USC game, he got elbowed in the face, and so he's got an issue, with his cheekbone. So we're just, getting some final word on that, just to see what his status will be for Saturday. But it's not looking good at the moment, and but we should have more on that here over the next day or so. And then Kamani Lawrence is still working through his non-COVID illness, and we're a little more optimistic on him right now. But again, we won't know until probably tomorrow.
What's the status of Marcus Bagley? Any more timeline for him?
It was good to see Marcus. It was interesting. He got into LA, just before the game, and then it was like, he was tapping in and I was tapping out, and so we crossed paths briefly there, and then he, so he's going to see his doctor this week, and then we should have more of a feel for where we're at the rest of the way. But he's been real positive, and he's been supportive of the guys. He's been around virtually every day, and he's working on his PT and focusing on getting that knee right.
Bobby, could you tell us just on Monday night what that experience was like for you, how you watched the game, what you did during that whole process?
Yeah, it was. It felt surreal. It was. I felt enormous regret to not be there with my team, and to just to see. I loved how hard we were competing, especially the first 15 minutes or so of that game, and the energy we had. And I think we were building off of how well we played on offense on Saturday night. It was the best I think we played all season versus Stanford, and especially at the offensive end, shooting over 50%, and getting 12 more made field goals than our opponent. And it was just great to see multiple guys, putting the ball in the basket in that game, and Jalen Graham, the way he's been playing and coming through late in games on the offensive end. DJ Horn to score, 18 points in 22 minutes because, of major foul issues in the second half with him, and just see multiple guys, playing well. Luther Muhammad, I thought in that game too, was made a couple of big shots against Stanford, and hopefully continue to get better play from Luther, and I know he wants it badly. So, but yeah, but just that whole experience was different. But I had a chance to share it with Jay and Kamani, and we watched together, and just saw that I felt we just couldn't rebound at the level we needed to as that game wore on. I think overall their size wore us down some in that game.
Obviously, with the tough stretch you've got coming up, record is what it is. Is it about this team just kind of playing together, getting some continuity, and then maybe you hope you get lightning at the end in a bottle at the end of the year and start putting some wins together?
I like the fight of the team, the grit of the team, and I like again the. We're playing. I think we played the best game of the season on Saturday. So, sometimes that could get lost in what happened in the aftermath. But to see our team play and perform that way on offense is, I think, a positive sign for, the health and the condition of the program in terms of competing. And things break a little bit differently in the Stanford game, and then you feel better about your record as well. So it was a game that it was a tough game to lose for sure, and particularly like you touched on with our schedule and the teams that are not only on Monday with USC, but the teams that we have in front of us now.
Did you have any additional thoughts about the free throw disparity after rewatching the Stanford game? And you also, the team didn't really get to the free throw line much against USC either. So is that just a characteristic of this team that's a challenge?
I mean, I don't. Each game is its own, and I let everyone else that watched it or reviewed it, or you look at the stats. That's for everyone else to make their own judgments on that. I'm not going to go back to that. I got peace of mind. I got peace in my heart, and have regret that I wasn't there Monday night, and that's it.
When you look at this Arizona team, how different are they from last year? It looks like pretty much the same cast of characters, at least as far as the starting five.
I mean, they're an improved team. I mean, and that's what happens when you have, really good young players that get better and take steps. And you've seen it with Matherin, and Coloco is really vastly improved. Krista is, I think, really kind of the heart and soul of their team, just with his personality when he's going well. I think they get, a lot of positive energy off that. Tabulis, obviously the ankle slowed him some in their last game, but he's having a fantastic season. So, they have a lot of really good pieces, and they're, a heck of a basketball team.
They're a good rebounding team too, and that's kind of been an issue with you guys the last couple of years. Kind of, what do you tell your guys, and what do you work on to kind of try and make up for that?
Look, I mean, UCLA is really good too, and they guarded them very well. They tempoed the game well, and they got it in a half-court offense. But still, Arizona had 20 offensive rebounds versus a really good UCLA team. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways they could hurt you. Arizona is statistically is really good in so many different categories. It's kind of scary that they nationally have performed so well, and with their bigs, and then they're a very good passing team. They're hard-nosed defensive team. They're excellent in transition. They're as good a transition team that I've seen on film, in a long time, and kind of reminds me like of my 12-0 team years ago in terms of how quickly they could put points on the board. I think they're just a little bigger and have more size than my team did a few years ago. But they're very impressive.
With potential shortcomings in the front court with Gaffney and possibly Kamani, I mean, would zone be more of an option going forward?
I mean, I liked what we did, and Coach Kimbrough and Coach Justice, thought it was going to be a good idea, considering our numbers and where we were at, to look at a little bit of zone versus USC, and I think it was effective, at times, and I liked the look of it. So that's it's not in my DNA to want to do that, but if depending on what our roster looks like on Saturday, it's certainly something that we had real game experience with already, and you would be concerned though about again, and when you're playing zone defense, you're concerned about rebounding without having clear assignments, and also I think Arizona's a more than capable three-point shooting team. So we'll take a look at it and see if if that's something that will be part of our plan on Saturday.
With Jalen playing the way he's playing right now, and Marion looking like he's had a good couple of games, obviously that would go a long way towards kind of furthering your team's cause if Marion can do what he's been doing in the last couple.
Yeah, it's I mean, our offense, we needed an injection of life, and we got it in the Stanford game, and he was a guy that made some plays there. Jay did, Jay Heath as well, and Graham. So we had a number of guys play well at that end of the floor, good balance, and hopefully we could build on that, because I kind of view the USC game as a throw-out game in terms of learning a lot from our performance, other than that we scrapped and battled in the early stages of the game, and probably like kind of the guys just rallying, like, hey, it's us against the world, and we got guys out, and we gotta step up, all of us. So that they showed up and they gave what they could, but there's not a whole lot to learn beyond that.
Do you have any history with Tommy Lloyd at all, going back?
Just normal meeting in the circles of recruiting, or I think we used Gonzaga's facility 2 years ago and got to talk briefly with Tommy. But yeah, he's doing an outstanding job. He's he's got them playing a fun style, and they're an entertaining team, and he lets his guys, it appears, express themselves out there, and I think he's got a good way of handling his program. He's done an outstanding job.